from Bonsaiwithromano. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the progress of 3 trees that I'm working on. The one is a cedar tree, the other one is Celtis African, and this Ficus tree. So I've been receiving some requests just to give updates on trees that I've worked on in the past. So I'll be starting off with this Ficus, then I'll be moving over to the cedar, and then from the cedar over to the Celtis African. So this tree I've actually pruned back. I've defoliated it in December, November, and I'm going to be just showing you guys what I did and how that has helped the process of developing this tree to a bonsai. So first things first, this tree has been planted in this tray earlier in January. What I did is I've actually just changed up the soil. So I added new soil mixture into this pot, so the tree is doing very well. It's actually not advised to do it after you've defoliated the tree, but I've actually waited till the tree started showing growth, about 6 pairs of leaves before I repotted it. So I waited till the tree was strong enough to recover that from the defoliation, so that's why I actually repotted. And then after the tree started showing some growth, I just pruned back a lot of the new shoots. Also, it was just done because I want to get this tree as developed as soon as possible. I'm actually pushing the limits of this tree, but this tree is not going to be worked on for the rest of the year, so it's going to be left to grow, and I might look at trimming back some of the long shoots in December. Because I've worked on this tree so often, what's happened is it's developed a lot of ramification and refinement on its branches, so it's a good thing, but also the tree needs to rest now and recover. So you'll see that there's some of the leaves that are like 4 centimeters in length, and then some of them are literally like 1.5 centimeters in length. Nice thing is the tree's leaves have all hardened off, so they're ready for winter, and the young small shoots that are there would probably die back in winter if it's very harsh, but I don't think that would happen. So most of the new shoots have hardened off. Then the other thing that I need to work on are the roots on this side of the tree. On this side we have a bit more roots, so it looks a bit more natural. And on this side we have 2 thick roots going down, and we have 1 root going this way, and this root is not on the rock. So what I'll do is I have a few cuttings that I've been developing in pots. So I'll try and elongate those roots, and then I'll place that tree on the side over here and graft the roots onto this root system here, leave it on this tree for a year or 2, and then I'll remove the tree and the roots should take. So this tree is going to be taken back a step before I continue developing the tree. I will continue working on this side, but this part, the roots, is something that I need to work on now, because once that is established, I'm going to have more roots to carry this canopy, and the development is going to go easier and faster on this tree. Then on the developing of the branches side, it looks like everything is in place. So I will be refining that as I'm working on this side over here. So for me, this tree is doing good, and it's far enough in development to see that there is some progress. So I just thought to show you guys how it's doing now, and I'll actually take some close-up shots of the leaves and the inner branches to show you guys as I'm going through this update. So that's it for this tree. So 2 things that I'm going to be working on this tree, just to recap, is the roots. So I'm going to graft on new roots on this tree. I'll take you guys through that process. And then I'm going to be developing these branches, and I'll be trimming back some of the long shoots, but I'm not going to do it within this year. I'm probably going to do it early next year. So this tree is just going to be left to grow out and recover after it's been repot, pruned and defoliated in 1 growing season. So hopefully the tree is going to do well. So yeah, I'm going to move on to the other trees, and then we can come back to this tree at the end. So guys, this is the second tree I wanted to speak to you guys about, and just give you an update on the progress that I've done on this tree, on how far along this tree has moved. So on the ramification side, the tree is fine. There's no damage or anything to the branches. except this one branch over here. So previously in the bollock I mentioned that there was a bit of wire bite on 3 branches, which is this one over here, there's one in the front over here, and then there's one there. I'll show you guys close-ups now, but this branch completely dried out. But I'm not too much worried about that. As mentioned previously, what I'll do now is I'll bend this branch over here, is this in here, to cover up this area here. There is a bit of a gap here, but it's not going to increase too much. As this fills up, you won't be able to see that gap over there, and this also allows for a bit of space between these 2 branches over here. So also there is, with that branch being missing here now, there's quite a big gap. If I just remove that branch completely, so I'm going to move that back in there, hopefully cover that up. But overall the tree looks nice, there's no major issues with the tree. The only other thing that I'm looking at as I'm turning this tree around, and I saw it earlier as well, is the roots. So the roots on this tree is not that developed. It doesn't give any aesthetic pleasing preference to the roots, and also doesn't look nice. So what I'll do is I'll push the tree back, I'll replant the tree at a different angle, because now this entire tree, after I remove the wire, the branches are coming slightly back up like they do. But now everything is leaning forward and it looks like the tree is falling. So we want the tree to lean back slightly, lean forward slightly, but we don't want to look at as if it's falling over. So what I'll do is I will definitely plant the tree with a better angle so that it's actually moving back. And then what I'll do as well is I'll plant the roots deeper into the pot so that you don't actually see these roots pulling, because what you see now is the roots are pulling. And the tree is laying much more further every time I water the tree, and soil in the front part of the tree gets washed away. So I'll be planting it deeper into the pot and then securing it, just to make sure that we work on that leaning angle and it doesn't go too much forward. Because also what's happening now is as it leans forward, the space in front of the tree gets less and less. So the space from the bottom of the soil to the first branch and the second branch is actually getting less and less, and you can't see that, so it looks unpleasing. So just by angling the tree up slightly and a bit this way, you'll be able to see a lot more of the trunk, and it just opens up the design slightly, and it just gives you a bit more pleasing look to the tree. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this tree. It won't be this year or next year. I'll give the tree time to recover. This tree has been repotted a year ago, so I'll give it another 2 years, because the soil is not too compact, and also there's still a lot more growth left in the soil. So I will be fertilizing the tree a lot more, just to get it some bit of vigor back into the tree and allow it to grow much faster. So that's it for this tree. So now I'll be moving over to the third and final tree for this feedback session. Hey guys, as promised, this is the last tree that I want to just give you guys some feedback on. So as you can see, there's one branch that I grafted that actually took, which is this one over here. It's still very straight, so I will bend it up so that it can actually form a nice umbrella style tree. But the one thing that I want to show you guys is this branch came out of here, it actually died off. So not all grafts take for various reasons. So this one, what happened is the bark around the branch on the side where it comes out dried out, even though I covered it up and I applied wound sealant. It didn't take. But now the other nice feature that actually came along is there's this little branch over here that came out right next to where the other graft died off. So now I at least have one. Then there's just another small branch over here, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 branches that come out of here. It's always nice to have uneven numbers, because now you can use one of them, which will probably be this one in the front here, as your primary. So this will go slightly forward. So I'm not going to bend it now as it's hardening off, and it's getting ready for winter. I won't be wiring this tree, so there's still a lot of growth needed on this tree. But what I'll do is I will wire this branch up. I will spread these out a bit more, and I will just bend some of these upright branches just slightly. This one down, just to open up the space a bit more and spread them out so you have your primary, your secondary, so it looks like a nice fan. So this will probably be my front. This is also the part with the least scars on it. If I use this side, there's a few scars over here. There's a few scars over here that will probably close up during development, but this part over here is nice and straight and has a slight taper from the bottom. You guys can turn it like that. So from the bottom, there's a slight taper this way. So that would work up nicely with this. So I'll just angle this a bit more, give it a bit more movement, and then wire up the other smaller branches on the side, just so that it's fanned out a bit more. So that's it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and this gave you some insight into how the trees developed since I last worked on them. So this was just to give you guys an update, as there was a few requests for that. So thank you very much. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you like what I'm doing. I'm live every Saturday, so please click the notifications bell to get that notifications as soon as I'm live or if I'm posting new content. I'll be uploading the videos of these in the description below. I'll also be adding them at the end of this video. So thank you guys very much for watching this with me, and hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day.